In the news recently, there are some articles about how Elon Musk canceled a $400 staff lunch breakfast benefit. He quoted as saying that they spent $13 million a year at headquarters in San Francisco, and he mentioned about less than 10% of the office on average was in the office in 2021. He didn't say how many people are worked in the office in San Francisco, but if you run the numbers, it is technically close. Again, this is me talking about misinformation and painting like Elon Musk as being cold-hearted or something, or incorrect, fighting with his employees or past employees, and so there is a Twitter feed. If I can find something about it, this article mentions that the ex Twitter employee claimed it was a lie. The unfortunate thing is there's no numbers to provided by Tracy Hawkins over here that kind of substantiate what she's talking about. It does seem that when she wrote the tweet, she was mentioning possibly, which instead of saying just office, she mentions offices. So I'm not sure if she was mentioning not just the headquarters, but everywhere that offered the benefit for free lunches. But the point of this is I wanted to just verify the numbers to make sure this makes sense. Is $400 a ridiculous amount? And when you look at both perspectives, they're technically correct. So Elon Musk's calculation is based on actual attendance, where you only calculate for the less than 10% attending in 2021. Now, Tracy Hawkins' calculation is just a total calculation where you count the 13 million that was spent and you divide by total number of employees and you divide by the number of days. So it was a little bothersome to me to read these type of articles about the whole $400 versus 20, because it's just creating conflicts, and very few of the articles explained who was correct. They just, you just say like these people are arguing. The whole point of Elon Musk posting that tweet, I think, was just to show the amount of waste that was being spent at Twitter, which kind of makes sense. Most of us, most middle class workers don't have the benefit of a free lunch or free breakfast. But on top of that, the bigger concern is when you're spending this kind of money when no one's around. So I know of some companies that offer in Irvine subsidized or free lunches, and in that case, when when the people aren't there, you wouldn't just spend money on on subsidized or free lunches if there's no one there. It just doesn't make sense. You're just wasting money. And so I think, unfortunately, this article doesn't point out that Elon Musk is just trying to reduce costs, but it's just, you know, pulling at the fact that, here, here he's making this possibly a ridiculous claim, or and here he's just arguing with his ex-employee. And again, there's no comment about how wasteful this spending might be, which was the honest truth. Now, if we look at the calculations, that was more of my concern too. I really wanted to know if this was true or not. Did they spend $400? And so, with the given information, he we have conflicting reports because the ex Twitter employee said it was 25 to 50% maybe. Let's see if I can go over here. 20 to 50%, and unfortunately, that number doesn't. I think that number just doesn't add up in general. 20-50% attendance versus this was what ex-employee. Supposedly attendance at San Francisco headquarters, and below 10% Elon Musk attendance at HQ in San Francisco. So the biggest number that's missing in calculating this is, what do you call it? The number of employees at San Francisco. It's, you can't find it, especially now that it's, maybe you can. It was public information in 2021. So we're not sure. I put up the number 2,500 because when I was reading the Twitter stream, someone threw out that number, so it sounds kind of correct to me. So with that information, you can calculate the cost of meals a day. First, you take the 13 million, which was referenced in that tweet between those two employees. And so I'm going to do the method that the ex-Twitter employee was stating. So you're looking at all employees. So now you divide by number of employees, 2,500. And then you divide by the number of days that are worked. So the number of days worked is pretty much like 52 weeks times 5 days a week. And then you minus vacation days. I'm considering Twitter pretty generous, so I'm putting 4 weeks. And that comes out to be 240 days. So you divide by 240 days, and I get $22. So my calculation is $22 per day per employee. What do you call it? For meals per ex-employee. Now, that seems great on paper, but again, we have to figure out who is correct in the calculation for attendance. Ex-employee stated that it's 20 to 50%, but Elon Musk said on average it was actually below 10%. So let's calculate according to Elon Musk calculations of only those who attended. So you take 13 million, divide by number of employees at San Francisco office, which is 25, and you multiply that by the percentage that actually attended. So let's say it was 0.09, so less than 10%, 9%. Divide by 240 days. So how much do you think that's going to end up being once you do the calculation? So I'm going to do it over here. 13 million divide by 2,500 divide 0.09 divide by 240. It's not quite $400, but it's up to 240, and that still is a pretty large amount. Sorry if my calculation was slightly off. But the whole point being is, if you were to do the math on this, you would probably use Elon Musk's calculations, because that makes more sense. You would just calculate based on the people who are actually eating the meals, not based on people who are not there and not using the benefit. So, I mean, if they really wanted to be useful, they probably could have just given people gift cards to go out to eat. And that would have been a more useful benefit, because people have actually used it. But anyways, in most middle-class companies, you don't have this benefit. And so for Elon Musk to get rid of it, it's not really, I don't think it's a huge thing, but some people might in San Francisco or the Bay Area, because it's a common benefit. And so my final comments is just that did seem like misleading news. Elon Musk, he posts a lot of tweets, and in this tweet, I think his intention was just to show the the waste that was being spent on this benefit. It's unfortunate that he got rid of the whole benefit for the employees that were actually coming into the office. It would have been nice to still, give them that reward of having a free meal, but there's other ways you can give employees benefits besides free meals, anyways. So again, I don't like the misconception that these two people were arguing, and you make it seem that by not providing the information of how they came to these numbers, it seems like probably more people who hate Elon Musk will just say that this ex-employee Tracy Hawkins is correct, and of course you should always give your employees meals. But if you were the owner of a company, would you spend money on meals that aren't being used? It seems kind of wasteful. So I think clarifying that would kind of make this a sensible reduction in benefits. I mean, this isn't like taking away coffee from employees, and hopefully they don't take away coffee at Twitter. So, anyways, that's just my uh, mis mis misinformation news of today.